Hello everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel and another paper crafting video tutorial. This is Handmade Holiday 2023, and today I'm going to be sharing 3 ways to use this gingerbread house die set from Papertrey Inc. to create either bags, a gift card holder, or a gift tag. So all of these projects today feature the gingerbread house dies. This was a release from 2022. I love pulling something from a previous release and bringing it back, combining it with lots of other goodies. So I actually created 4 projects. There's 3 different types of projects in this video just to show versatility, which you could achieve with all kinds of things in your stash, not just a gingerbread house. But two of the projects, I should say, are just different versions of gift bags. So we have the sweetie bag, which will be out of the green. That's a mama elephant die. This scallop bag here is actually a Papertrey Inc. die, so same company as our gingerbread house. And then we're going to use the gingerbread house all on its own to make a gift tag. And one of my tried true favorite, bring it back every year, is the honeybee coffee shaped gift card holder, and they have 2 different versions. I'm using the larger of the 2 as I felt like it fit my gingerbread house better. And to be clear, the honeybee coffee die set is 2 different sets. So the one I'm using can actually be made into a shaker. The other one folds a little bit different. So you're going to need 2 panels for your scallop bag and the sweetie bag. I like to take some double stick tape after I've used a bone folder to make sure all of my creases are very nice and secure. I'm actually going to use the grid on my mat to help me line up the 2 pieces to make one long strip. We are not going to assemble our box or bag just yet because we want to assemble our gingerbread house before we place it onto the bag. It's going to be a lot easier to attach all of our parts and pieces to something dimensional like a gift bag if we have our bag flat. I've die cut the gingerbread house itself from paper bag Lawn Fawn cardstock, and I'm using a little MOCHA Positively Saturated ink from Simon Says Stamp to add a little depth and dimension. We are not going to be adding lots of shading to this project, but I felt like the gingerbread house would definitely look a little bit better with a tiny bit of shading. After I've added the shading, I have pre-die cut all of the pieces for my gingerbread. Now, this house comes with a lot of pieces. Do not let that scare you. Break it down step by step. The first thing we're adding are the roof of the house, which I did die cut from another piece of pattern paper. All of my pattern paper today is from Lawn Fawn, and I've listed those down in the description below. Next, I have the roof or the frosting for our gingerbread house, which I did die cut from Lawn Fawn Pixie Dust White Sparkle Glitter Cardstock. One of my favorite parts of this design is I have die cut the gumballs or candies that line the frosting out of multiple rainbow colors of cardstock. I am going to do patterns along the roof line of each. I think the key to these gingerbread houses is lots of layers, lots of fun stuff going on. You might be tempted to maybe leave something off, but I promise it is worth die cutting all these little parts and pieces and adding them to your design. They are adorable. Time-wise, from start to finish, this project took me about 4 hours. I know you guys like to know that includes die cutting. I do think I had a small break in there, so it might have been slightly less, but I did do these all in one day, complete start to finish, all of the die cutting, all of the prep work, and all of the assembly. So hopefully that maybe helps a little bit when you go to create something. I do highly recommend, if you want to mass produce items like this, to maybe break it down into manageable size pieces where you die cut all of the bags, then you die cut all of the components, and then you spend maybe an evening or two putting them together, and then another evening assembling the bags. So it's a very doable project and super fun. I wanted to show multiple ways to use this in case maybe you don't need gift bags, or maybe you don't need any more tags. And I love offering some sort of a version for a gift card. I will be honest, I don't give tons of gift cards for the holidays, not really anyway. And so I have quite a few gift card holders already, but I always like to offer a new version each year. So that is why I did do a coffee cup, because I thought the gingerbread would be so cute on the band around the coffee cup. And even if you don't want to do the band, you could just glue the gingerbread house to the coffee cup itself if you wanted to. I think that would also be cute, and just have it more as a shaped card. But you can tuck a little gift card in there to your favorite chain or local coffee shop, and I think that would be super sweet. So this project is more of hopefully sparking your sparking your creativity and letting you go with that. Maybe you need some little gift bags. My gift bags are going to be given to friends a little later in December with some little items that I picked up for them. Maybe you want little gift treat bags for your neighbors. These are different size treat bags, and I only did 2. I literally could have kept going with the treat bags because so many companies have cute ones. So one is more of like the bag that closes shut, and then the other one is like almost would fit a cupcake or little round cookies in it or something like that, or you could fill it with paper shred, all kinds of things. You'll notice I am assembling all the little parts and pieces. The nose and arms for this little snowman, oh my gosh, are the teeniest, tiniest little pieces ever. They are so stinking cute. Now, I did not use the other die set that came out when this gingerbread house came out last year. Instead, I just used this one. I am going to pull something from the other set, which is a camper. And the reason I mention this is it also would be darling for tags, for gift bags, all of the things. So maybe the camper is more your jam. Definitely check that out. The trees that come with this set I love. Now you will notice that I'm not going to use the trees on every project. It is going to be a base by base case, I guess. That's kind of rhymed, didn't it? Meaning this scallop bag from Papertrey is nice and wide, so I have plenty of room, and I like the trees, how they add to it. The Sweetie bag from Mama Elephant that we will do next, it isn't as wide. I thought the trees would hang off too much. I opted not to use them for that one. The coffee band, I liked them on the coffee band. You could do that with or without. And then of course the individual tag, I just did the gingerbread house. Lots and lots of different ways. Now, the great thing about Papertrey is they are very detail oriented, meaning there are dies for the little teeny tiny eyes for the snowman. There is a die for like the door handle, but you guys, they are the smallest, teeniest, tiniest pieces ever. And yes, the carrot nose is super teeny tiny, but I am instead going to take a black pen. I'm going to draw in the eyes, and I'm going to use gemstones for the door on the house, as well as some other decorative elements. Now, one of my favorite parts of the gingerbread house is the little chimney. I think it is so cute. So I did this in pink and red. You'll notice I went with a very colorful color scheme for my projects today. All of them are the same. The base color of the card or bag may be a little bit different. The roof may be a little bit different. However, bright, colorful is kind of the name of the game. I wanted everything to have a little touch of aqua and pink to it. So a little bit more of that modern look. I'm using my favorite black jelly roll pen to add eyes to the snowman. Now, let's see. I feel like I didn't use a few dies from the set. And you can see that there are a lot. I love the gumdrops. I think they add a ton. Obviously, all the hearts, you guys know I love those. Some little stars. There are some smaller trees which could have been added really to any of the other projects. I actually opted not to die cut those, but they are fantastic. If you wanted to build maybe a little snow globe scene with those little trees and that little snowman, you could do that. Kind of think about how you can pull different elements from the sets that you have and make something totally unique and unlike, I guess, how the set is made to be used. Now, what I wanted to do is, of course, give the candy some sugary or glossy appearance. The gumballs or hard candies here, I used regular crystal lacquer. I had a huge glob here at the end. I'm going to use my favorite little trick of using this little scooper to scoop that off. And then I will just reapply. That's how I save that. And I will use the sparkle crystal lacquer on the large heart and then the gumdrops. And what I love about the sparkle is that obviously it dries with sparkle to it, so it looks like sugary candies. For those gumdrops, it couldn't be any more perfect. I think I used the sparkle lacquer on the stars as well. And it looks cute. I am loving this. I think it fills out the area perfectly. I love the fun, whimsical, kind of modernish trees. Very cute for a card, obviously. So you can always add this to a card. Here are the Rainbow Splash gems from Simon Says Stamp. And I added one for the doorknob, and I'm adding the rest along that little decorative die cut element on our gingerbread house, just kind of like as more candy. You could use clay accents if you wanted to, like think the little peppermint rounds or something like that. I think that would be super cute. There are a lot of really fun ways you can decorate that don't have to be paper. The snowman here on this project is holding a candy cane. This candy cane comes from that camper set that I was talking about a little bit earlier in the video. I don't actually think I ended up using it again throughout. I just felt like this bag, for all the 4 projects, finished projects I'm showing today, this one had the biggest surface area, if you will. And I felt like it needed a little something, so I have my snowman holding that candy cane. I also think the candy cane would look cute tucked into the gumdrops along the bottom. Absolutely adorable. I will set this aside to completely dry so that the crystal lacquer all dries, and then I will assemble the bag. And then I will also assemble the rest of the projects. So I won't be showing the assembly of all of the gingerbread house elements again. I will show you how to put together the rest of the dimensional projects really quickly. I am going to peel off that other edge, and I just fold it flat to secure. We will need a little adhesive on one of those tabs along the bottom to connect that and secure it. Really easy. I love double-sided adhesive for this. Liquid adhesive would be kind of messy. It's great for all the little die cut elements, but not so great for bag assembly. Okay, we're going to set this cutie aside and work on the next bag. You can put a little ribbon in the top when that's all dry, like I did there, just a cute little red and white gingham, which finishes it off. So the Sweetie bag from Mama Elephant is going to go together much the same. I always start a dimensional bag project exactly like this, or any kind of dimensional card. I fold everything up first. Using on the score lines, I use my bone folder to make sure that it's scored really well, and then I attach it into a long line. So this is exactly like the previous card where we are going to attach one side to the other. You need two to make the box, and this is a square box. So this one is the one I mentioned that would be great for like a cupcake or something maybe a little bit bigger. I've already put together my gingerbread house, and we're just going to glue this right to the front of the bag. How cute is that? Now, this is a good example of how I didn't use the trees, and it really doesn't need it. It's absolutely darling, just like this. I did add the chimney because I just could not add that candy chimney to my card. It's too stinking cute. Just like before, we're going to add the layering pieces. I will secure the bag together. I will secure the bottom. I will add crystal lacquer to all of the candy pieces so that that dries, and then we will put together the coffee cup card. I'm placing some nice strong adhesive on one of the long bottom sides. I guess they're all kind of long, but that's how I do that. So I'm going to fold it over. Oops, I need to be careful. Fold the two sides in, and then that other side we're just going to secure like so. We'll add all of our crystal lacquer and set that aside. The coffee cup card, we're going to start exactly the same using our bone folder, a little bit less of that. I did die cut the top of the coffee cup twice from black glossy cardstock. Attach one to the front, one to the back, and then I will assemble the band. For the shaker coffee cup card, which I didn't make it a shaker, it just is able to be a shaker. You have to assemble one side of the band to the other. Now, if you didn't want the band to go around the card, you wouldn't have to. I'm using liquid adhesive. I have made this card many times. I often use really skinny double-sided adhesive, but that little tab that connects these is really small, and the liquid adhesive works really well as long as you let it dry, and you know, before you try to stick the card down inside, because you don't want your card to stick to it. I glued the gingerbread house to the band, and this time I decided again to add some trees. I added trees to either side. We're going to finish with some stars and that chimney again, and then just slide that band right on our coffee cup. It slides right on, and there you have a super cute little coffee band. It's really decorative, but very, very fun. Finally, for the gingerbread house tag, I just need a front and a back. So I assembled the gingerbread house exactly like before, and then I will attach it to another solid gingerbread house for the back. This is going to be the perfect spot to add text to from the recipient's name, and it is the cutest tag. I even feel like that little spot up at the top is the perfect spot to punch a little hole and add your twine. You could make a whole set of gingerbread tags if you wanted to. Okay, it's time to add some text to all of our cards and or cards, gift bags, and tags, I have chosen this joyful greetings set from Mama Elephant. For the inside of the coffee cup tag, I'm going to stamp it directly on the inside using LOBSTER ink from Lawn Fawn. This is my favorite red ink. These greetings are just beautiful, and what's fantastic is that they work really good. Yes, they work really good, but they have dies that coordinate and you can die cut them. So I'm also going to add a little phrase. Oops, not that one. I wanted with love, the littler one, right here above the door on this card. I didn't do this on all of them, but I did add the greeting to this one. I highly recommend this stamp set for your holiday crafting. The sentiments are awesome. I love the scripty font with the other font that just works so well. You'll notice that I am mixing and matching again with this week's project, where I'm using some Honeybee, some Papertrey ink, Mama Elephant. I love mixing and matching, a little of everything. This is my absolute favorite way to create. Now, for the gift bags, I want to add tags to them. I ended up adding 3 different sentiments and stamping those on white cardstock. I'm going to stamp them with LOBSTER red ink again. And I did use the Misty so that I could get a really good impression. Look at these. Then I'm going to take the Sweet Shop Frame Creative Cuts dies from Mama Elephant, and I am going to die cut some of these with the tag to make gift tags. Now, I actually, truth be told, die cut all of them to make gift tags, forgetting that the third project I need a little sentiment for already is a tag. And the whole reason I picked this stamp set was so that I could use the coordinating dies to die cut my greeting and place it on the back of the tag. You could stamp it directly on the tag itself. I would recommend doing that before you attach the 2 halves of the gingerbread tag together. But luckily, I didn't even have to restamp my greeting. The greeting dies for the Joyful Greetings stamp set die cut so close to the text itself that I was able to just die cut it. I'm going to take a Crop-A-Dile and punch a little hole right in the top of my gingerbread house gift tag. We're going to thread a little lawn trimmings twine through the top, knot it, and then I'll come back to that in just a minute to add our greeting. Look how cute these gingerbread houses make, or look how cute of tags these gingerbread houses make. For the gift bag, I'm going to just simply attach this little tag using some twine to both of the boxes. For this one that has ribbon, I just kind of shortened up my twine so that it doesn't hang too low. And then for the other one, the Sweetie box, I am going to go ahead and tie this one into a bow. So we'll just kind of lay it here. And I'm going to tie it into a bow, trim the ends, and our bags are all finished. So cute. You could even use a ribbon here if you wanted to. Okay, so here is where I realized my mistake. I die cut the hugs. Look how cute and tiny and how close that die cuts. I can't love it more. It's so cute. I'm going to glue that right to the back of my gingerbread house. Perfect gingerbread house tag, and it finishes it off perfectly. I'm going to make a small repair where I see my tag not glued together super well. I love to use my tweezers for that. And let's take a look at all 4 finished projects using the gingerbread house. We have our 2 gift bags. We have our gift card holder, which is this coffee cup shaped card with the band. And then, of course, we have our gift tag. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for Handmade Holiday 2023. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.